All right, so in this explainer, we're going to peek under the hood of a modern crypto education platform. And hey, this isn't a review, we're not giving it a score or anything. The goal here is to deconstruct how it's built and see how it claims to solve some of the biggest problems traders face in what we all know is a super wild market. Let's dive in. So let's start with the big question. Trading crypto, confidence or chaos? I mean, if you've ever even dipped a toe in the crypto world, this probably feels pretty familiar. Are you actually building a strategy with confidence, or does it feel more like you're just getting tossed around by the chaos? This is the core problem these platforms are trying to solve. Okay, so first things first, let's really define what we're talking about here. What is this problem? This modern trader's dilemma that these educational systems are designed to tackle head-on. All right, let's be real for a second. Does any of this hit a little too close to home? That feeling of being totally overwhelmed by all the jargon and charts? Or trading based on fear and greed instead of an actual strategy? And, the worst one, losing money and having absolutely no clue why? These are the exact struggles these platforms are targeting, whether you're brand new or just need a structured path that actually fits into a busy life. Okay, so that's the problem. What's the fix? Well, the platform we're examining hangs its entire solution on what it calls 3 core pillars. And here they are. It's a combination of personalized mentorship, real-time market insights, and structured learning paths. The whole idea is to take trading from being a bunch of random, emotional guesses and turn it into something consistent and repeatable. So let's see what that actually looks like when we get into the nitty-gritty. Right, so a 3-pillar philosophy sounds great, but what does that actually mean for you, the trader? How does it translate into real tools and services? Let's take a look at the actual toolkit. So the first thing that jumps out is this heavy focus on personalized coaching. You can see they've got a few different flavors here, everything from an intensive 2.5-month one-on-one program to a shorter course that's all about mindset, and even a group option. It's pretty clear they're trying to meet people where they are, with different budgets and different ways they like to learn. Now, what if you're more of a do-it-yourself kind of person? Well, they've got you covered with self-study courses. And notice the focus here. It's not just about charts. They're covering the absolute basics, the critical mental game of trading psychology, and even deep dive analysis. The whole strategy seems to be about building a rock-solid foundation first. Okay, remember that second pillar, market insights? A huge part of that is something they call trading signals. Now, it's really important to get how they frame this. It's not just, hey, buy this now. It's positioned as a real-time educational case study. The whole point is to teach you how to recognize patterns by seeing how a professional analyzes a trade as it's happening. And here's a perfect example of what one of those signals actually looks like. See, it's not just an alert. It is a complete trade plan. You've got your entry zone, a predefined stop loss for risk management, clear targets, but most importantly, you have the why, the analysis. They're basically showing you their homework so you can learn the thought process. Behind all these tools and systems, there's always a guiding philosophy. And this quote from one of the mentors, Sam Mirza, really hammers home what their mission is all about. The focus isn't on just handing out trade ideas. It's on building confident, strategic traders who can do it themselves. So we have the problem, and we have the proposed solution. But in the crypto space, trust is everything, right? So how does a platform like this build it? Let's look at the elements of proof and community they use to establish that credibility. Well, of course, testimonials play a huge role. This one, from a full-time trader, is a perfect example. Notice how the language directly mirrors the platform's core promise, that journey from emotional decisions to systematic trading. It's a direct reflection of the transformation they're selling. But stories are one thing. Numbers are another. They use concrete figures, like this one. Over 250 traders have earned a certification through their program. This acts as a real metric for their impact and helps add some weight and credibility to their community. And to show this isn't just for the pros, you get a quote from the complete opposite perspective, a part-time trader who started out as a total beginner. This is a classic move to show that the value proposition is designed to appeal to everyone, no matter where they're starting from. Then there's this number, a reported 93.5% average accuracy on their trading signals. That is a very powerful piece of data meant to build a ton of confidence in their analysis. Now, of course, it is a self-reported metric, but it's a key part of their credibility pitch. The final piece of the ecosystem is the support network. This is strategic because it shows value that goes beyond just the curriculum. It's about building a community on places like Discord and Telegram, and even using partnerships with exchanges to offer real benefits like lower trading fees. The goal is to build an environment that has your back long after a lesson is over. Okay, so you combine all these things, the structured learning, the real-time tools, the community support. What is the ultimate transformation that's being promised to a trader? This chart really captures the whole narrative, doesn't it? The journey is from before to after, from being emotional, reactive, and totally alone to becoming systematic, proactive, and supported by a community. It's less about chasing huge profits and more about learning to manage risk with confidence. And this last testimonial just drives that point home. It's from a day trader, but listen to what she's highlighting. Not some massive win, but the risk management principles that saved her portfolio. That's a super powerful closing argument for the practical, long-term value this kind of education is supposed to deliver. So after breaking this whole model down, we're left with a final, bigger question. In a market that is famous for its absolute chaos and unpredictability, is having a structured system the only real defense you have? That's something we're thinking about.